Hello and welcome back to Coin Matters channel. What if I told you that a legal dispute involving the cryptocurrency industry exists? The SEC Ripple lawsuit is not as significant as that. Blasphemy. I'm aware, right? Attorney Deaton is of the opinion that this is the case. This is the reason the headline from the Crypto Basic is displayed on your screen. Deaton discusses why Coinbase and Ripple are less significant than the Custodian bank litigation. And he might be correct. He makes a convincing case. I'm not entirely convinced. I'm going to give it some more thought. Regarding the views he has regarding how the SEC is attacking cryptocurrency, I tend to concur with Attorney Deaton. I could yet change my mind. I'm not sure if I've reached that point yet, but I might be pushed past it. Simply put, there are a lot of moving pieces in what is happening. When I consider the ramifications of simply having a disastrous outcome in the SEC versus Ripple case, look, I don't think this would happen, so say we get a disastrous outcome at the district court level and then it all the way to the Supreme Court and we still have a disastrous outcome. I'm not sure. That still might be worse, but I'll give you the whole context and viewpoint of lawyer John Deaton so that he can present his case. But I'm not sure. He might be correct. We shall see. After hearing what he has to say, you guys may let me know what you think in the comment section below. But first, let me make something plain. I have zero experience in either law or finance. I'm not giving you any financial or legal advice. Furthermore, you should not purchase or sell anything as a result of anything I say or write. I basically enjoy creating YouTube videos about things relating to cryptocurrencies as a hobby and for fun. I'm good. This will therefore be a continuation of a tale that I covered months ago. U.S. Federal Reserve denies custodial bank's request for Fed supervision is the headline from Cointelegraph on February 23rd of this year. Custodial bank is, a cryptocurrency bank. They support crypto strongly. And they effectively sought to achieve 100% backing for all consumer deposits. You may already be aware, as it relates to the current state of the American banking system, that we use a fractional reserve system, though I'm not even sure if that's correct given that the requirement was changed during the pandemic era so that banks can have 0% of customer funds on hand. It was likely 10% in the past. I might be mistaken. I'll admit that I'm going off of memory, but I believe that was the number, or close to it. Then, from what I can tell, it was changed to 0% at that time. So, in principle, there shouldn't be a problem as long as people have faith in the financial system. But if too many individuals attempt to withdraw money at once and it isn't there, panic sets in, more people attempt to withdraw money, and the entire situation may come to an end. That's the issue, then. Thus, simply having the money there might stop it. What a fresh idea. Right. Therefore, it is what Custodian Bank intends to achieve. In actuality, they desired 108% reserves rather than merely 100%. And the reason for it is because, despite the fact that there is a 0% reserve requirement, at least according to my knowledge, banks normally have an average of 8% available. However, it's possible that only tiny banks experience this. I'm just going off of memory here. And for that reason, they say, okay, fine, we'll get not just the 100%, but also that extra 8%. You have it, then. So, that's where the number originated in any case. Unfortunately, I can kind of understand why the Fed is unhappy about this because they enjoy the system they have, are in control of it, and have authority over it. And all of a sudden, there is a bank where clients can be certain that the money they deposit is fully supported and accessible. Why would you ever want to visit another bank, then? Right. So, you must be able to see the issue. Look at this title because a development has occurred that is what motivated John Deaton to make the comments he did. And this Cointelegraph article was published only yesterday. Fed's motion to dismiss the Custodian Bank case is denied by the U.S. court. In its legal conflict with the Federal Reserve, Custodian Bank made progress when a Wyoming federal judge rejected petitions to dismiss made by both the Fed and the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City. In June 2022, the digital asset bank filed a lawsuit against the Federal Reserve, alleging an improper delay in handling an application for its master account in 2020. The bank was established by Caitlin Long, a former executive at Morgan Stanley and an early supporter of Bitcoin, to offer account services for cryptocurrency businesses and act as a link to the US dollar. A new motion to dismiss Custodian Bank's complaint from the Federal Reserve was denied. We are happy that the Fed's attempt to grant itself veto power over decisions regarding the chartering of state banks will now be put to the test in federal court. According to a statement from Studio Bank's Nathan Miller to Cointelegraph, in October 2020, a custodian submitted an application for a Federal Reserve master account. If approved, the application would provide the bank access to the Federal Reserve's payment system. Over 196 million transactions were handled by the FedWire network last year. The Fed rejected the membership application in January 2023, citing the bank's engagement in the cryptocurrency market and noting that it did not take into account all the legal requirements. That's accurate. Use the devil if you were in cryptocurrency. That is the opinion of the government. We are all simply incredibly stupid, right? Right, a little crypto degenerates. According to what I can see, that is the front-facing message. I'm effectively attempting to completely bomb crypto on that front. This brings us to the account of John Deaton saying, "Hey, there's actually a case here, and that one's more crucial than the Coinbase and Ripple litigation." Here is a tweet from John Deaton pointing out the passage I just mentioned, in which he said, "Big win. Congrats. Congrats. Caitlin Long rather." Yesterday, the Federal Reserve was unsuccessful in its move to dismiss Custodian Bank's tenable allegations can go forward. In court, we prevail. Yes, that is something that we frequently observe. Then there was this tweet from lawyer Deaton, I guess. The most significant case out there right now, he claimed, is without a doubt. When he mentioned that, some people were shocked. He then elaborated on his earlier ideas by adding the following. Some people find it surprising that, despite the fact that the Coinbase and Ripple cases are still pending, I would say that the Custodia case is arguably the most significant case. Despite the fact that they are all crucial, few people are aware of Caitlin Long's condition in custody. Whether we like it or not, cryptocurrency businesses today need banking for on- and off-ramps. Choke point 2.0 involving SVB Signature Bank was just spotted. And so on. Look at the recent publication from Binance US. How can you restrict or stop financial relationships that block cryptocurrencies? I won't read this, but I will take a screenshot of it. Full screen sharing by Deaton. So if you want to read this, I'll stop right here. From Binance US, please. We did, too, and I wrote about it. Therefore, as of June 13th, there won't be any fiat on or off ramps, according to Binance. No more cash withdrawals, however you can still move your cryptocurrency on and off of that platform. So you don't have to worry about that, Binance US. However, at least for the time being, stop using US dollars to make purchases and stop withdrawing US money. Furthermore, just to be clear, I am aware that it is the choke point. Just as soon as you ask, and I'll let Deaton elaborate as he does have more to say about this. However, when I consider this reality, I feel as though I would quickly concede the premise that it would be extremely detrimental if all on and off ramps were eliminated. Damaging to crypto. In terms of the lack of adoption, that would just be disastrous. I understand that, though. I could yet be convinced as to which case is more significant, though. Actually, I'd like to hear more opinions from some of you people to help guide me in the right direction, but the way I see it, that's not going to happen. So even if custodial prevails in this case, I don't think all on and off ramps would go. I believe they are being attacked here. But if that were to be the deciding factor, I'd be shocked. Now, when discussing the SEC versus Ripple case's very long-term repercussions, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, say that the Supreme Court rules in favor of the SEC and determines that the token qualifies as a security. I would say that would be terrible in those circumstances. Like, obviously. So, If that occurs, maybe that is proof that the case in question is more significant. I might as well be telling you what I've been thinking up to this point, if that makes sense. This has only recently come to my mind this evening. There is no perfect solution, so once more, I'll consider your guys' thoughts and perhaps you can steer me in one direction or another. Therefore, it doesn't matter what you think. You know, believing either way isn't exactly absurd. Attorney Deaton added, however, that Custodian Bank's decision to forego fractional banking in favor of retaining 100 inches reserves is both divisive and revolutionary. A bank run is not a problem when you have 100% of your reserves because you won't be concerned about not being able to withdraw all of your money or assets at once. However, the Federal Reserve is not a fan of this groundbreaking idea. Custodian Bank, a charter custodian, sued the Fed when the Fed arbitrarily refused to comply with its statutory requirement. The judge recently rejected the Fed's petition to dismiss, enabling Custodian to proceed with discovery. In that case, even though he didn't phrase it this way, I would still completely agree with Attorney Deaton's position. Without trying to put words in his mouth, if there were no on or off ramps, the rest of it would be irrelevant at this point. I would concede that point, then. The part where I'm having trouble is probably the same as what I said a few minutes ago, yeah, but if Custodian loses, is that the end of this? I suppose you could use the same justification in the Ripple scenario as well. Is this all over now? Even if the Supreme Court rejected the case, it would still set a new precedent. So perhaps that would be much worse. Which case is therefore more crucial? Yes, I suppose I tend to say Ripple, but perhaps there is another viewpoint that I haven't thought of. Or perhaps Counsel Deaton, even from him, I'd be convinced if you let his ideas run free. But just let me know what you all think. I thought I'd talk about it since I thought it would make for an intriguing conversation, but I'll stop babbling now. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or write should cause you to buy or sell anything. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.